Good morning, class. Today we'll discuss about woodworking. Let's start. But what is woodworking? Woodworking is the art of cutting and joining wood. Wood is one of the oldest construction materials used by man. Woodworking is a large industry from house building to toys, decorative panels, and figurines for homes and offices. Woodworking is the process of making objects out of wood with the use of other materials like nails, fasteners, and other hardware. Now let's proceed to the basic materials in woodworking. First is lumber. Trees that grow in our forests and mountains come in various types and species. They are classified, selected, and cured. Cut trees are called logs. After the logs have been cut, they are transported to a sawmill by trucks or by floating them in rivers or lakes. The logs are processed into boards and timber of various sizes. Lumber is then dried by piling it into stacks in the open air or by placing it in dry kilns. Drying lumber reduces its weight by as much as 50%. Seasoned lumber often has approximately 50% moisture by weight. Philippine lumber is grouped into the following categories. First group. This type of lumber is usually hard with a fine grain. Each of these woods has a different color in its sapwood. Second group. This second type of wood is moderately hard and heavy with a fine grain. Usually, this wood is used for building construction, furniture making, shipbuilding, and others. Third group. The third group of wood is usually used for flooring, furniture making, and charcoal making. Fourth group. This group of wood is used for cheap furniture, cabinet making, interior finishing, and others. 2. Nails. The principal tool that joins and keeps pieces of wood together is the nail. 3. Screws. Screws are types of fasteners used for securing wood together. These are more secure than nails as they require a rotating motion to drive or remove them, unlike the straightforward driving motion used for nails. They can be removed without splitting or damaging the wood. 4. Bolts and nuts. Bolts and nuts are used for delicate work, like joining wood to metal or masonry. Screws with nuts are different from ordinary screws. Their threads provide support to the screw on bolts. 5. Fasteners. The most common type of fastener used in woodworking is a hinge. These are used to fasten two pieces of wood that are movable like window panels, doors, cabinets, trunks, chests, and boxes. The different kinds of hinges are butt hinge. This is the most commonly used hinge yet the most difficult to fasten. Chest hinge. This is a kind of hinge where one leaf is folded so that when fastened, it is invisible from the outside. It is fastened like the butt hinge. Continuous hinge. This is similar in form to the butt hinge but greater in length. It is used to fasten piano covers or radios. Screen hinge. This is used for doors that can be pushed and pulled. It is fastened like the butt hinge. Saws hinge. This is used for woodwork which, when attached, appears as if it has no fastener. Surface hinge. This comes in varied shapes and is easier to fasten than the butt hinge. 6. Glue. Glue is an important material in woodworking trades because many types of wood joints are in part held together. These are made more rigid by the use of glue. Woodworking tools and equipment. Tools and equipment are important in making wood articles and wood products. A beginner should know the specific types of tools and their specific use. The following are the common woodworking tools and equipment with their respective function. For measuring, marking, and testing tools, we have folding wooden reliefs is 2 to 3 feet long but has joints so they can be folded up to fit in the pocket. It has inches and fractions of an inch so that it can be used for measuring a wood stock as accurately as possible. Ruler. It is a measuring tool calibrated in inches and centimeters. It is used for measuring small projects. Its length measures 12 in, or 1 feet. Full steel top. A measuring device made of steel that is fixed in a reeled housing. It retracts automatically because of a spring. The measurements are calibrated in feet and fractions on one side and centimeters on the other side. Dividers. It has 2 legs joined together at the top and is pointed at both ends. One divider wing is used to set the desired distance of the leg's point, and the other leg is used for fine adjustments of the legs. It is used for making arcs. Marking gauge is used to mark lines parallel to the edge or end of a piece of wood. A rule is used to set the size to be measured. If the gauge is set to its size, mark and slide the gauge to the stock along the stem. Knife, a cutting instrument with a sharp blade fastened to a handle. It is used for cutting, slicing, or marking. Scriber, it has two ends, one straight and one angled at 90 to mark hard to reach parts of the wood. Scratch awl, it resembles an ice pick and is used for marking and punching the location of holes that are to be drilled. Try square, this is used for testing one surface and the squareness of another. It is also used for working out lines, which must be squared to the edge of the wood at about 90. Rip saw. This saw is designed to cut wood along the grain. The teeth of this saw are sharp and similar to the chisel. Crosscut saw. This is designed to cut stock or wood across the grain. It is similar in shape and appearance to a rip saw, except that the shape of the teeth is filed to a point instead of across as in the rip saw. Spoke shaves. This is used for smoothing outside curves. It has a handle on both sides and a small cutting blade. It can be operated along the grain of the wood. Smooth plane. This is used for finishing fine work and smoothing small pieces of wood. It measures 15.2 to 24.5 centimeters in length. Jack plane. This is used for both rough and temporary planing. It is also used for general purposes. It is about 29.2 to 35.6 centimeters long. Socket chisel. This is a versatile type used for both heavy and light woodworking jobs. It has a plain straight or strong beveled blade. It is driven by a mallet to make a cut. Paring chisel. This is used for cutting and shaping wood. It has a longer blade of hardened steel to clean the grooves of the wood. It is used for working on a very small space and for extra fine work. Mortise chisel. This is used for cleaning and shaving out chips, especially in making a mortise joint. Butt chisel. This is used when large chisels cannot be used. It is shorter compared to other chisels. The 55 methodology, originating in Japan, uses 5 Japanese words: seiri sort, sit and set in order, seiso shine, saikitsu standardize, and shitsuke sustain, to create a more organized, efficient, and safe workplace.